Hey, you guys, welcome in to Divine Go to Intuitions. So, today we're going to be discussing. You guys wanted me to do the review on the Diddy situation, and today I'm back. I'm back to do it from my point of view, and I promise you this is not a point of view you've ever saw before. Um, Explaining this way and the way I'm about to break it down, it's something that you did not see yet. Okay. Now I'm trying to. Oh my God! Hold on. I'm getting the other live ready, you guys, and then we're gonna start talking about it. So I'm gonna be right back. All right, y'all. So I got the other live started. We about to go ahead and hit the button. It's spooling. So I'm live here and I'm live on Divine Golden Master as well. This one is, y'all gonna have the better view. So, okay, so this one is live too now. All right, so you guys, for everybody on Divine Golden Master, we're about to go ahead and dive deep into the Diddy topic on Divine Golden Intuitions. Everybody was asking to talk about it. So if you want a better view, you want the front view, join me over on Divine Golden Intuitions. But if you don't mind, you just need to listen, then you can stay right here on Divine Golden Master. But we're going to jump right in. I do have notes. Hey, Kamar Green, what's up? But I do have notes, and because I don't want to miss any points, and I feel like it's still so much more points to address. But we're going to just address the main thing that I was working on today. I was thinking about it. And period, I was working out today and I was thinking about it, and I was just thinking about the whole situation with Diddy. And first and foremost, I just want to say welcome in, welcome in. And before we start, I want to set the intention for tonight's live to really let you guys know, like, this is not gossip, this is not speculation, this is more so of, and not even pointing fingers, but this is more so of us taking account of spiritual law, consciousness, and the power of belief. Right? Because a lot of people don't realize that this situation, especially with it being broadcasted, as above, so below, as with this, so without, a lot of these things that we witness are things that are also very apparent in our direct environments. Okay, so this is going to be an energetic, can I say it? Oh, am I mermaid? Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, Bob Smith. But we're going to just basically get into the psychology of this, the philosophy of this situation. And we're also going to be speaking about patterns without passing judgment. So I invite you guys to listen with discernment. Listen to this with your discernment. Not with reaction, but discernment. Because number one, and I'm going to touch on this again later, but number one, if Diddy is anything, he's an energy vampire, right? So the more that you feed into the energy, the more that you are reactive, the more that you're feeding, right? So we want to take our emotions out of the play, because it didn't happen to any of us. It's not our real reality. It's other realities that we're witnessing in front of us, which is very devastating. But at the same time, make sure that you're not in a emotional, reactive state. Now, number one, I do want to touch on, again, a lot of, one of my good sis in the comments the other day, she was saying about, how do I feel about 50 Cent posting it, or 50 Cent being the one to produce it, however the case may be. I feel like, you know, Diddy had a lot of enemies, but just besides Diddy, it's like, do I feel like 50 Cent is the perfect person to present the information? No. But at the same time, isn't that usually how it goes? Isn't it usually the enemy or the opposition that brings things to the forefront, right? I feel like, yeah, if you want to play good and bad, it's like, oh, why would 50 Cent shoot him while he's down? But why not? Why not when he shot all these other people when they was down, you know? And that's the thing about, we're going to get into karma on this video. Because karma's not like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. You can have your own and do your own research. But in my opinion, when it comes to karma, karma is what you put out, you receive. It is not the energy where, oh, if you sin or you do this, you're going to receive karma. That's not what I believe. I believe the energy you put out is the energy you receive. And I also feel like, because I don't want to lose this point either, I also feel like if Diddy would have not been so, like, certain things where you're doing people, anytime you fuck with somebody's free will, you are messing with, because I don't want to curse in this video, not like that, but anytime you mess with somebody's free will, you're messing with more than just your reality. Now you're making a synergy, and you can't really, because it's like, if you think about the power of belief, if he was doing this without really taking time to do things like with the drugs, things like that, if all that was out of play and everybody was free will and they was like doing the things they wanted to do, then that's just what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But when you interfere with someone's free will, that's where a lot of the problem lies. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to take time to read y'all comments as I go too. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that you experienced that, but you know, a lot of times through the darker times, we find the light of our journeys, and it's all about the journey, not about the destination. And I'm sending you a lot of love and blessings as well your way. But yeah, so let's take a deep breath together. Right? You want to light a candle because I'm about to dive deep, okay? Now, what is belief actually? Y'all know I have my notes because y'all know how I get, and if I don't take notes, if I don't have my notes, I will not be on time, and I'll have y'all here all day. Okay, so the power of belief, right? Belief is a program, not just a thought. Right now, I want you guys to think about, especially if you watch the special. Maybe you watch the special before you listen, because it's like I had to really watch it to see, right? Because it's a lot of narratives being pushed about Diddy, but we want to see, like, you know, on a whole aspect from this. What do you feel? Now, the intensity, I felt like even back in the day when they had the singing group, I always felt like he was way too hard on them girls, and I felt like a lot of that, like, tough love is good to a certain extent, and I felt like he was very misogynistic, and this is me feeling this at a very young age. I don't remember how old I was at the time when Danity Kane or whatever it's called came out, but I do remember being like, dang, because I always wanted to be a star. I'm a star. Look at me. I always wanted to be a star. So I always looked at the shows and things like that. And y'all know back then, all that was like, oh my God, it was first coming out. I was like, dang, what is that? And you always picture yourself in different places. Like, that was somewhere I knew I could not be because he was too disrespectful. He was too out of line. He was too, like, and it gave very toxic, feminine, male dominating energy, and I was not resonating with it. Okay, so first and foremost, I feel like that in itself built a energy around him, right? Like, you know, and it's like, to a certain extent, I do believe that when you are in certain rooms and you are of certain status and you are of certain class and things like that, you do have to hold yourself to certain energies, right? And hold yourself to a certain standard. But a lot of things I feel like that he did, even on the special, was so blown out of proportion, and the disrespect was just like, but I feel like when you think about it from a narrative of a pimp, and I hate to put it like this, but like when you think about it from a pimp narrative, he wasn't doing nothing but getting his people, I'm going to just say his people, because I don't want them to be trying to flag the video, but he wasn't doing nothing but inflicting fear, doing pimp crime. He was doing a pimp narrative. Like, a lot of the narrative that he do is very much from a pimp mindset, or a what you call it, what is it called, with the dictatorship type of way, like a lot of it. So when we think about belief as a program, not just a thought, if he is sitting here believing something about himself, and y'all know we spoke about people being portals the other day. So if he's sitting here vibrating, believing something about himself, and you come into his portal and you don't even really know who you are, you want a chance at fame, you want this, you could get wrapped up in that portal. You feel me? You can get wrapped up in that portal. And that portal is a program. So think about it. And I'm going deep, and I hope that everybody's keeping that. But think about a program, and think about people that are born into projects. All right, let's take it away for a second. People that are born into projects, they have a paradigm blindness because that's all they see. So if somebody gets around him, like me personally, I'm most sorry for his kids, because you naturally going to think your parent is right. So if the kids is around the program, or anybody else is around the program for a certain amount of time, it's like they start to believe that this program is real. And I feel like that's a lot of a big part of the major problem when it comes to the situation, because I feel like a lot of people drop the ball on holding him accountable. I'm a person that accountability is something that I really can't. If you're not accountable, I really can't rock with you, because I'm very accountable, and I'm a very person that stand on what I say. I stand on business. I do what I say. I'm a woman of my word. Now, I feel like a lot of people around him let him get away with too many things. And granted, it's like, on the other hand, the aspect, it's like, okay, well, if he's killing people and doing all this, well, what was they supposed to do? I feel that. But at the same time, I feel like it's just going to have to be, like, the way I feel about things. And me and my homegirl was just talking about this earlier. We also started a podcast. I'm going to tell you about that soon. But we did a video, and we was talking about in the podcast videos, the first episode, about how no matter what happens in this society, no matter what happens in the world, I know that I'm for sure going to be good. I don't really worry. Yes, I try to stay conscious and aware of what's going on. But at the same time, I don't feel like I have any type of fear of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, no, I know I'm going to be good. I know I'm protected. I know whatever I'm going to face, I'm built to face it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he didn't have a lot of people around him like that. And when you think about it too, it's like he's in this narcissistic energy. He's creating this program, this power of belief that he's manipulating. Of course, he don't really have no powerful people around, because a powerful person would have probably closed the door in the beginning. Hey, babe. Hey. I love you. Thank you. So think about it like that, right? And belief equals a subconscious instruction. So subconsciously, him having this extreme belief in himself was a subconscious instruction to all the other people around him who didn't even know who they were, or didn't even know their identity, right? Because when you look at it, a lot of people that was victims, they really didn't have their identity or really know who they were clearly, in my opinion, right? So when it comes to belief, it's what we allow, what we excuse, what we repeat, what we think is normal. Belief isn't what you say out loud. Belief is what you move from without thinking. Now, let's really talk about it. Me and my old girl was talking about this in the podcast too. Like, how many people really critically think? Like, I'm a Libra stellium, and I'm just a thinker. I've been through a lot of situations in my life that make me have to, like, I'm gonna think. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna think about it. Most times, I just go through my intuition, but it's like I still have to critically think about things. So most people not really thinking about things in life. And if they're just going with the emotions and they're coming from survival mode, and this person is telling them that they're going to do this, it's like, okay, they're not going to think about that because they're believing in something. They trusted him. They believed in him. I'm sure Biggie believed in him to push them through. Like, you feel me? Like, so if you believe and you're really not thinking, you may assess, you may weigh the options, but belief in itself is really not thinking. It's not coming from a thinking form. It's coming from more of like that subconscious that, you know, I feel like I'm dragging it. So let me keep going. So people who believe struggle is normal. they keep creating struggle, for example. Another example is people who believe they're protected take bigger risks. And I'm a firm believer of that because me personally, I'm able to really manifest really quick. I'm able to really manifest really good, but I know that it has been a crutch for me because it's like being spoiled, right? It's like that energy of like, I don't really think about, like I just told y'all with the, I know I'm gonna be good, I know I'm gonna be straight no matter what I experience in life. That's not something I think about. I will say that that's something that I don't critically think about. I for sure know, without a shadow of doubt, I believe that no matter what happens in this world, I'm gonna be good. And that is my example of like, I don't think about that, I know that. You know what I'm saying? So think about people coming from that belief aspect, or thinking about it from this aspect where it's like somebody know they're protected. They may move, like they may ride with drugs in the car. They may do this and they may do that because they know they're good. Like, you know? And one more example is like people who believe silence equals safety, stay quiet when they shouldn't. It's like a lot of, what people don't also realize is that it's a lot of social cues that have not been discussed but are understood subconsciously through the manipulation of the simulation. I can't really say that again the way I just said it, but if you watch They Live, you'll understand what I mean. And what I mean by that is that it's so many different things. Just us leaving our house, just us going to grocery stores, just us going to the basic places. It's so many different forms of manipulation that's training our subconscious mind with certain things that we're not really consciously thinking about, things like that. So it's like that also played a part in this situation with Diddy, because it's like, think about it. If you're in survival mode, this person's offering you opportunity, and then they come to you like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. And then they're not saying it like the way he was saying stuff. Like, think about if somebody didn't even have a good parent or support system, they may just go for whatever he said because they're in survival mode and they don't know what else they're going to do and they don't have nothing else to lean on. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. So, I want to, hey, Ruch Kwan. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. But so what's something you use to believe that you now realize shape your reality? Think about that question, right? Think about that. What is something you used to believe that you now realize shaped your reality? Like a lot of people was taught what? You got to work hard. You got to work hard to be rich. You got to work hard to have money. But that's not true. You just have to get in alignment and you will attract. But we all believe, right? They all teach us that you got to work hard. Put that hard work in. Hey, T Cook. That's an example right there. But also think about it too in your personal reality. Now, part 2. What karma really is. And not the internet version. And not the Bible version either. Now, like I said in the beginning, the way I feel about karma is the energy you put out is the energy you receive. The way that it's taught to us is that if you be bad, you're going to get treated bad. If you sin, you're going to have bad luck, or blah, 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 blah. And that's not necessarily true, because think about a woman stealing for her kids to eat. Because why the hell do they even have to sit here and be hungry when it's a government here with all this stuff anyway? So if that woman can rationalize the fact that I'm feeding my kids, I'm not doing nothing wrong, she's not going to receive karma for that because she doesn't see anything wrong with that. And there is how we integrate the power of belief, right? If Diddy was doing all this stuff without messing with people's free will, it would be no problem with what he's doing. And he would be able to fully have not faced all these consequences. But when you mix the problem of now you want to mess with somebody else's free will, that's where the issue comes. All right, so karma, a lot of people think karma equals punishment, or they think karma equals consequence, right? But it's more so about Karma's like neutral. Like a lot of people think karma's like, it's gonna get you, it's negative. But karma's neutral. Karma really doesn't just hold one energy. Karma's neutral. It just responds. It responds to you. Right? So karma isn't emotional. Karma is mathematical, right? And we know we live in a universe full of numbers, right? It's a cause and it's an effect. It's a pattern and it's an outcome. Belief to behavior to result. Now, karma doesn't ask if you're famous, powerful, rich, or loved. It only asks if you're aligned. So I'm not going to say the thing I keep saying over and over again, but like, it's the fact that he pulls himself out of alignment when you fucking with free will. You messing with people's free will. That's where the problem lies. How belief creates karma. The way that belief creates karma, think about belief forms as like, I'm untouchable. I deserve this. No one will say anything. Or behavior adjustments. Boundaries get blurred. Ethics soften. Power goes unchecked. And that's where I'm pointing the main thing at is like, why was nobody holding him accountable? Why was so many people willing to sit in the background and not be worried about what was going on? Oh, my baby texts me. She made it to Dave and Buster. All right. So that's really where a lot of the problem lies. And I feel like I was telling you guys the other day, I'm gonna digress for a second, but like I was telling you guys the other day, I feel like the issue really lies in how he was groomed. You know, a lot of things that he was into, I feel like it's not even, I don't really want to, how do I want to say it? I'm going to say it like this. A lot of the things that he was into came from who groomed him. Why do I keep losing this guy's name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Clive Davis, isn't that his name? This is where a lot of the issue lies. Okay? Then, in the beginning, now I don't have, you're going to know what I'm talking about if you watched it. But in the beginning, when all them people died, that was a sacrifice. I don't really care about how people want to paint it or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And his mom. But even just that whole situation is like, all them people passed away. Like, we got to be able to decode things. Just because they telling us a story and, oh, he didn't expect it to be this many people, that's BS. Why all these deaths? Decode it. That's a sacrifice. Blood was shed. What's the only thing that, you know, like, when people do sacrifices in Holly, you know, I don't want to say too many flagging words, but even in the industry, when they do all these different things, I don't know if y'all tune into those videos, but they talk about how all them people be having like little kids. And like, I don't even want to, it's just so dark. It makes me emotional. But all that dark stuff going on, who's to say he never went to see that? But like, and of course he did, because I've heard from what I've heard in the stories that it was little kids at his parties, right? So it really starts there. And like my good people said, Kimar Green, or Ellie Amore, sorry, about his mom. Like, she dropped the ball on protecting him. And even just, I feel like, me personally, I'm very, your home is your sanctuary. And I am a Virgo, but at the same time, like, I'm very personal with who I allow in my home, When I do have people over, I cleanse. I do different things. Like, and your home is like a big reflection of your life, literally. So you putting a dance floor in your living room, you having all these parties. That right there, I feel like is a big part too of why he never got that love or that attention from women that he really desired. His mom never gave it to him. So now you hate women. You don't like them. This is why you treat them this way. You can't possibly really like women. You can't possibly. You're jealous. Or whatever it is. I don't know. But it all stemmed from, even like when I was watching his interviews, it's like, I really haven't dived deep into the psychology of it, but because even when you look at Kevin Gates' mom was, from what he says in his music, selling herself. And yeah, I don't know about Diddy's mom selling herself or not, but if you doing all this type of stuff at your house with your kid there, I do not put it past you. Like, to me, it's insane and it's crazy to even sit here and have these type of parties with your kids in the house. What are you thinking? Like, I don't even understand. You're not thinking, right? So wonder what kind of childhood she had and where she even came from and why she thought that was okay. And, you know, so a lot of times it's that trickle effect. But I do feel like, well, I'm going to talk about that at the end. So let me dive back into the notes and let me grab something to drink because it's getting good. Oh, hold on. Let me read these comments. So Ellie Amore said, sacrifice, yes, with the sacrifices, then the rituals. And then they said, this underworld, Sugar Honey Iced Tea is really becoming reality played in our face. He's a sociopath. Yes. And I feel like, y'all remember that movie Blink twice? Did y'all see that? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that movie Blink Twice? That's what it's called, right? Blink or Blink Twice? And that was, what do we know about the truth? The truth must be revealed. The truth must be revealed. And let me show y'all the movie. Just in case y'all don't know about that movie, I want y'all to watch that. Because this is where the narrative is fucked up at. You cannot do things against people's free will. Do you know what type of karma, and not even karma, like energetic debt. Like, do you really know what type of stuff? Like, this person, you taking advantage of somebody, you drugging them in this realm, but their astro body is probably, do you know what, like, the depth of that? You know? Let me show y'all that show, though. Hold on. I mean, that movie. It's on Prime. And I hate that they made my man, because that's my man. I hate that they made my man have to be the one doing the stuff, Channing Tatum. That's my man, y'all. But if y'all have not seen it, y'all gotta see it. Hold on. This what it look like. This right here was them showing us the truth. If y'all haven't seen Blink Twice, y'all need to watch it. This was them showing us what the hell be going on with Diddy without telling us it was Diddy. Because why does randomly come out around that time? If y'all didn't see Blink Twice, y'all gotta watch Blink Twice. Now, when I saw it, me personally with the Diddy situation, I am very keen and aware to where I put my energy. But it gets to a point where when something is so big, and especially this year, a lot of people have learned to like really be able to pay attention without being emotionally reactive. Like it was a lot of things we had to pay attention to this year, you know, and it's like, this was one of them. All right. So yeah, Blink Twice. Y'all gotta see it if you didn't see it. But that was epitome of why this nigga can't be serious. So yeah, excuse me with the language, y'all. I'm trying to keep it cute. um, but yeah, so with the reinforcement, after we went through the behavior adjustments, the reinforcement of silence from others, people wasn't really speaking up. Protection from systems, the ones who groomed you, got you protected with these different, and I really say that on that aspect because I feel like when it comes to Clive Davis and, you know, like just like the people that even run the music industry, I personally feel that they are in, like, we know they're in cults, but like on a level of like, y'all know how Queen Elizabeth or whoever kept reincarnating and things like that? Like, I believe that it goes that deep. I believe that. And because why else, like, I really like, why else would somebody go and get such a tattoo on his back? You got to think you're above this reality. You got to think, exactly, reptilians, right? And if y'all know about the eumelanin and how they decode, some people, I believe this, that when they decode the Bible and they say that the blood is really like melanin, and why they take melanin and have to, you know, like why so many women that are not black mixed with melanin, things like that, they say keep their bloodline long. Why would I get this young black man and let him be my slave? It's just like the same type of concept of buck breaking and all that back in the day. It's the same thing. Will Ferrell, thank you. Thank you, I am. But yeah, it's the same thing and it's the same narrative. And I feel like, I tell my kids this all the time. It's like, slavery will never go anywhere like, it just will change form. Because, and it's like, it's really reaching more masses now because our phones, a lot of people are slave to that. You know? And it's like, that's another conversation. But I'm going to just say this. They want us to be slave to that and think it's all outside of us when really we the real Wi-Fi. We the real all that. And if we didn't have this to distract us, we probably would be building all type of AI, past AI technology, because we the real AI. But anyway. So, protection from the systems. And I don't know if y'all know, but I used to run the streets back in the day. And I know for sure that if you got money, if you in certain groups, you don't have to serve time for certain things. You go to court, you don't have to worry about those things. They wipe your things away. You don't have to suffer for nothing. Because if you don't know, you better wake up. You better wake up. Because it's the poor and the lower class and the people that's not in the mix that have to sit here and really follow and abide by rules. Do you think these rich people following by rules? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. If you didn't know, I'm letting you know. They're not. Y'all ever see that show, The Have and the Have Nots? That's another good example of that. They're not. How many people, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. How many people just this year working for the system got caught in the year of truth, got caught doing illegal shit, losing their job? That's some new shit. That's because the solar flares is flying up. And what I told y'all about, I told y'all 2023, 2022, and 2021 on my other channels. When the solar, my ear ringing right now too. When the solar flares go up, the vibration of the planet is lifting. Certain things and certain lower vibrations, it's like y'all been getting away with shit too long. Certain things, spirit, like, we gotta wipe certain shit out. So these regular smuggler people that's getting paid off to do this and do that, you lose your job now. So now it's mixing it up a little bit, right? Because whoever thought Diddy would be in jail, right? So yeah, back to the madness. All right, so, and then we also have money and status masking reality, right? And that's very true. Think about it. Everybody know how I feel when they first get paid. Uh-oh, I done hit the ring light. Everybody know how I feel when they first get their check. I don't know how I feel because I work for myself. So, you know what I'm saying? I know if my client books something real big, I'll be happy. You know how that feeling be? So, you be feel like you on top of the world. So, these people got all this money, all this power, all this other stuff. And it's like, you think they're going to be worried about doing what's right? What's ethically correct or right? And whoever you are, don't come up in here with the fuck shit. We having a serious dialogue tonight. Don't come up in here with the fuck shit. It always be the ones with no picture of their face on the thing. But anyway. So just because, oh wait, an energetic debt accumulates. So harm doesn't disappear, right? Like I was telling y'all, you taking advantage of somebody, but they astral body is still there. You think that they gone because they on some drug. Their spiritual body is still there, and the energy does not just disappear. It stores. It waits. Right? And just because nothing happened yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. So, in our next portion. So, I just lost my spot. What you mean? All gains, all day? What you mean? So anytime we see powerful figures publicly unravel, it's not about the individual. Yeah. And more so like, if I shoot somebody in this house right now and they die right here in heavy trauma and I move years later, the energy's still there. And somebody can still pick up on that energy like that. But yeah, so anytime we see powerful figures publicly unravel, it's not about the individual. It's about the belief systems that were allowed to grow unchecked. This is way bigger than Diddy. And this is what I want people to realize. Like, this is bigger than Diddy. This is like, he's the face for this, but this is about the industry as a whole. I don't know about y'all, but I love old school music. Like, old music. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at all of our brothers and sisters, especially of color, that was doing music back in the day and was working so hard, trying to get their career off to just make a way for their family, right? When you think of it back in the day, how manipulative they were with the narrative they wanted to paint. They didn't want all songs to be released. They don't want you. They try to make people into stuff. So this is really shedding a light on the industry and the fact that we all have been buying into this just like, oh yeah, it's just the industry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we know the industry's messed up. Oh yeah. We all know this, but like, damn. So nobody care? We're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this is doing. This is giving a mirror to the collective to see, like, wow, like, this is how it happens with a lot of people. Even when you, like, think about it. When you go out, like, or you go to certain places, most times people just follow. Like, we know that that's like psychology. Like, people, if one person start running, then you never know. A lot of people may start running because it's just follow behavior. So I feel like with this whole situation, it's also teaching us to pay attention to that in ourselves. Why were we such followers? Why were we wanting to support music so bad? Or why was we just, you know what I mean? It's like, we wasn't trying to do it so bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is also a mirror of that. What is going on behind the scenes? And why, as a collective, with certain situations, it's like, why as a collective we didn't take a stand, but also why did those people feel like they couldn't speak up? Why do they feel like they had to hold on to this. What is that about? Why was they so scared of this man? And it's not just him. It's the narrative. Because it's not just the man that they're facing. Like, who was that? I can't remember who it was, but I remember they said that he brought them to the park, Central Park, and it was all dark, da-da-da. He was placing threats and things like that. Like, why? Like, it's just, why? Right? So as a collective, I feel like it really just opens up the narrative again. Why was this accepted for so long? And it's like, it was signs. Even when you, like, I remember going back through music, because all this year, everybody been going through music and listening to different things. And when you start listening to certain lyrics, especially a lot of the Diddy artists and things like that, like, they was saying that. They was really saying that, and we didn't know. Or why was the kids in the video? Why was it kids? Like, it's just all these things that was happening that was why we wasn't saying nothing then. All right, so where we at? So yeah, so karma isn't just personal, it's collective. Witnesses hold energy too. And that's why I really respect, and I would like to take the time to honor big homie Cece. Because what he's doing, speaking up, telling the truth, being willing to speak against the narrative, we need to all support him. Because it's like, that's not easy. And, you know, he got his people. But if he didn't have his people, he probably would be dead. Like, this nigga would be dead. And it's like, the fact that Diddy holds so much control on that aspect is another narrative that's like, wow, for the love of money, what people do. Because why are these people listening? Because they're going to get paid. Or because they've been pulled into the portal of his belief and they just believe that now they in the paradigm blindness of Diddy. Thank you. Now they in the paradigm blindness of that. Right? Yo. It's not funny, but it's funny. What's somebody gonna say in the comments? Grey Ghost gonna say, if we dating and get pulled over by the cops, are you putting my gun in your purse? Why would you want me to put your gun in my purse? Don't you want to protect your lady? Oh my God, such a man. No, but it's just funny as hell that you asked that question, because like, what? Oh my God. But I feel like with that situation, it definitely all depends on a lot of things. That's what I was saying. I was about to say, it really depends on a lot of things. If somebody have charges already or not. Who record the cleanest, okay? But anyway. Y'all be cracking me up. I just love the people that come on Divine Go to Intuition. Like, y'all just be coming with I just like it. I just like it over here. The algorithm, I feel like my other algorithm been shut down. I don't know. Somebody could be trying to hate on my other channel because I never get all this type of different people. But anyway. But I love y'all and I thank y'all for being here. I want to say that I appreciate you guys, everybody who's tuning in, who have tuned in, and who keeps tuning in and coming back and subscribing. I love you guys so much and I appreciate you guys. Seriously. So yeah. So I really feel like things that we need to reflect on is what happens when people know but stay silent. Mel, what they talk about? How culture carries karmic weight. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is something that really started as early as music. You know, like, not as early as music, because music been around, like, for all eternity. But I'm talking about, like, as in the music industry as we know it. You know, like, going back down to the groove, the Temptations, and things like that. Think about how that culture carries karmic weight. And I feel like if you look at the evolution of it, like back then, a lot of our people used to, you know, have drug overdoses, or they used to have a lot of other things that would mess up the narrative. And now it's like the fact that like a lot of people see through drugs and things like that, and we're not killing ourselves anymore as much. And granted, like everybody's gonna say, oh yes they are. Like, all right, it's the 1%, right? But for the most part, we don't really see artists doing that no more. They getting their check and they being smart. So I feel like as we evolve, I feel like this should definitely clear that karmic weight of the culture, because it's like this is not just now. This is things that been going on before Diddy. I've watched all those movies, and even just think about watching the movie versus what really happened. Even when you think about outside of like just people of color, like that girl that I can't think of her name, but everybody was like she was the one to be Marilyn Monroe and da 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 da, and she was literally like she dyed her hair blonde and looked like her. Then she went and act like fake her top coming off. Like even as women, like still do certain things where it's like these are things that need to be addressed. These are things that need to be addressed. Why does a woman have to do all that to get attention? Why do we have to push chaos and violent music to get views? Why, like, you know what I mean? Like, these are the things that need to be addressed. The last comment with the numbers, Z or them numbers, you pushing a thin line. We're gonna discuss it. Let's talk about it. This person gonna say, all black people like it. Diddy is innocent. How is that? When he was drugging people. And all black people like it. It's probably a racist ass motherfucker that said that. Anyway, I don't even know why I took time to address it. Because now that I'm listening to me repeat the comment, it's like, all black people like it. Everybody wasn't even black. What? Anyway. Oh yeah, Anna Nicole, yeah. And I feel like that is the thing that needs to be discussed. Why is it that our culture carrying that weight? Women gotta be like this. And when you think about it, like I told you how I go back to slavery, that narrative of the King James and da 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 da, when we pull it to the forefront, what was they doing with slaves back in the day with women? Black women slaves that, oh, I don't know if y'all ever heard that story. It's very disgusting and just filthy of like people to even just behave in this way. But it just goes to show you that these people be down for whatever. They used to look like with black women, they would put her on display. Like, it's like, why? This is where this is coming from. A black woman butt was so big as a slave, they would just put her on display for her to be looked at, touched, and all type of shit. This is where this is coming from. This is where it's coming from. Okay? So, I feel like that's something that we really need to pay attention to. If we say we're a part of the culture, you know, what is the karmic weight that the culture is carrying? And then how enabling is also our participation. All right? So silence doesn't make you innocent. It makes you energetically involved. Where in your life have you stayed silent to keep peace? Right? That's how I want you guys to think about that reflection question, right? Where in your life have you stayed silent to keep peace? And that's like I told you, as above, so below, as within, so without. A lot of people, what is this? The shedding, right? A lot of people are shedding things, snake year. With that comes boundaries. With that comes, I'm not staying silent. I'm going to speak my truth. I know who I am now. This is how this could be reflecting in your reality, because this is collective energy. So a lot of you guys, no, I'm not even going to say that. I feel like I'm dragging it. But think about it on an aspect of that, and you'll see how it shows up in your reality. Because what was you keeping silent about? What does this make you feel like, yeah, I need to talk about it, because what am I keeping silent for? Right? All right, so I want you guys to ask yourself too, where do you excuse behavior because it hasn't caught up yet? Where do you feel untouchable, where might karma be forming quietly for you? You know? Before we pass judgment on others, we must pass judgment on ourselves first. And I'm not one of those people that sit and talk about people and gossip. That's why we set the intention here to let you know that this was not going to be none of that. This was going to be a healthy, psychological, and deep breakdown to see like what really went on. And if we could sum it up in essence, I want you guys to be able to reframe karma as empowerment and not fear, right? Because if you are being accountable, if you are living in your truth, and if you are choosing to be aware, all those things will keep you from facing moments like this, right? Take that time to hold yourself accountable. And not, granted, anybody, I'm sure nobody up in here, who knows, but will be doing all of that. But who knows what you would do with that amount of money and power he had. People will say they won't do something all day. And then they get money, they get power, and you don't know. You don't even know them no more. I know very well myself dealing with others when I was up in life. And when I went down, how people switch up on you, how they change. How they all of a sudden want to be around you when you up and you got money. And how all of a sudden people want to do anything for you. I know how it feels. But me personally, I take time to reflect. And one thing about life is that you could be up now and then you could be down later. Now, I do want to say this because this is like, well, I'm going to say my prophecy of how this is going to go after. But yeah, so belief builds the throne. Karma decides how long you sit on it. Karma doesn't destroy, it just reveals. So if you're in tune with who you truly are and you're reflecting that, you don't have to worry about situations like Diddy, because one of the things that really triggered me the most, I feel like, because a person like Diddy, I could never be around. Very triggering, very toxic. I think I would fucking knock him upside his head multiple times. Okay, but one thing that really triggered me was when he was talking to the lawyers, like, oh, you know what? You know, God told me that I don't need to figure it out. You guys need to figure it out, and blase, and y'all go ahead and have a meeting. And like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Okay? And that was when I knew, like, it's like, this man is beyond audacity. Like, that, he's the epitome of God complex. Epitome of God complex. And I feel like when I assess the situation, because even when you look at him when he was younger, it's like, it's all about his power of belief that he had in himself. But when he started fucking with the free will of others, that's when it don't happen like that. Look at the fans. Right when we get down to the end. So yeah. That's basically it. Now, my prophecy for the situation of what I feel like how it's going to go is, I feel like in life, this is just my analysis outside of him real quick. I feel like in life, we go through extreme highs and extreme lows, and then we find balance. He has been up on an extreme high for a very long time, so he will experience this extreme low. Then his life will balance out again. Now, me personally, I feel like with this situation, like, he going to end up finding like some type of religion, or it's going to be I feel like it's going to be some type of like come to Jesus type of moment. This is what I just believe. Like, and I don't know how far they're going to go with it, and I don't know how long it's going to take, whether it's the next 20 years or whatever, but I really do see them shifting this complete narrative and him ending up as like a pastor or a motivational speaker or something crazy like that. And it's like, I promise y'all, like, I feel like, because it's like, with a narrative being shifted so drastically, you know, the law of rhyme, the pendulum swing. Now, this is another thing too we could have talked about, but you get it, right? The pendulum swing. I feel like that's another thing too where a lot of people don't realize that you can avoid the law of rhythm or rhyme. You can avoid that law if you have a strong power of belief and things like that. But it's all about the free will. That's where he fucked up at. When you started fucking with people's free will, that's where the shit went left. Uh-oh. Why do I keep kicking? I got these damn heels on. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much all we have, you guys. There was a lot. 60 minutes. Okay. What do y'all think? Y'all have anything y'all want to talk about? I'm also going to I think I'm gonna do a reading tonight for you guys. But we're probably gonna separate it, so I'm gonna go off and come back on. But I was just like, I was really disgusted, I ain't gonna lie. It took me a while to watch it because I was like, after the first 2 episodes, I'm like men like him, I just really try to keep them out my reality because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in it. So I try to keep people like him out of my reality. But you know, everybody been talking about it. People been asking me to touch on it. So we had to do that. Yo. Bro, I feel like the moment a man feels like he has to put the type of car he has in his description box on Instagram, it's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. And that's another thing too, that is like, this is like, the new industry is like Instagram and social media. Like, everybody wants to do something for attention, and it'd be like, like, it's annoying. It's annoying. But it's that same type of mindset, in my opinion. Hold on, y'all. My bestie's calling me. 1 second. Trying to get the money in the bag. It's no rush. Just trying to pay me $20 for helping him. No, you finna pay for this bottle, nigga. It's no rush. Take your time. I'm up. I ain't eat nothing yet either. That's the only thing that makes me feel like I wanna kind of go somewhere because I ain't ate nothing all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat too. I had a little Wendy's like about 2 hours ago, but that's all I ate today for real. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting on you before I take this skittles and shit.
Right.
Okay, I don't think they took the fucking.
All right, y'all. I'm about to go. I'm about to come back and do the reading. Oh, let me end this one first. Yeah. Okay. If that's too much, just come to me.
Okay.
See if he'll do it, but if he won't, that's cool. I don't mind.
Okay.
All right, lady.
Love you too.
Bye. See you in a minute.
Bye.
So yeah, y'all. That's our breakdown. That's our breakdown on Diddy, and that's enough of that. But I also want y'all to also, everything has an up and down to it. So I also want y'all to be inspired on the aspect of like, if you pull what you could pull from Diddy of positivity is that this nigga really, this man really had a very strong power of belief. Like, I was on a treadmill today and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, wow, like, because me personally, it's like would have not went for none of that. But I'm not judging the people that did, because I know that people will do anything sometimes when they in survival mode or when they going through stuff. But we gotta look at like, wow, that's a magician right there. Like, that nigga is a magician. He's a real magician. He literally created a belief system around himself and made people bend to his will. That's crazy. A lot of people, the world at a time. So I think that's something to really look at and see like, wow, that's amazing, the power that we have as human beings. But to really understand that you gotta hold yourself accountable with that type of power. With that type of power, with that type of status, you gotta be holding yourself accountable. You got to. It just, and then to me personally, I don't know, but I've always been spiritual since a child. I just feel like I don't believe in the Bible way of karma, but I definitely believe in the way of like, what you put out, you're gonna get back. That's why I always try to, not even try to, I do treat people very well. And, that's something that also I get complimented on a lot too. My energy and how people experience me. So yeah. I'm about to go and come back. We're gonna do a reading. Y'all have not ate all day. I know it's no good. I want to get, I don't know. I want to get something, but a lot of things I've been sensitive to because of like my lifestyle change with what I've been eating. Can y'all believe I found this thrifting in my little skirt? I love thrifting. That song is stuck in my head. Is you gonna make it rain for the sun and dance? It's just that one part too. That's interesting. Y'all. Yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to eat my crackling. I ain't gonna eat them up here because y'all know y'all gonna talk about me. I'm just playing. I don't care. There's some country shit. I still be eating these. I don't even be eating pork like that. I eat them. I know it's no good. It's no good, but they so good. Put some sweet on a little. Y'all know what's funny? It just popped in my head. All my sister friends, my sister, she older than me, and her friends, I'm from New York originally, so you know my sister lives in New York. All her friends be like, it's like she sound like she from New York, but she sound like she from Atlanta and California, and she sound like she's singing when she talk. Do I sound like I'm singing when I talk? Like what? The family's at, but I'm having a high level of engagement on divine notification. So that's where I'm going to. This is where this camera's gonna be. Now, divine golden master. This can be to the left. You want the better view. You want the more accurate view. I'm looking at you, saying what I'm talking, all that. Then go to divine golden intuition. How y'all feel about the blue contacts? How y'all feel about it? No filter, by the way. Y'all like them? Babiana. They're addictive too. I gotta go eat some more of my papaya. These parasites trying to get me. Why they so good though? Oh, maybe I need to pull this back out, Edward. Thank you, Edward. Hey, G-Man. Thank you, Edward. Oh my God, pull this back out. I like your name too, Edward. Edward, you know, from Twilight. That was my favorite Edward in the world. What y'all think about my new eyes? What y'all think? Oh, I forgot we had a new deck too. Let me show y'all. We about to do a reading too. After this, though, we're gonna go off and come back. But let me show y'all the deck. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Hold on. Don't get me started blushing. Thank you, G-Man. This is deck, y'all. Let me show y'all. We ain't gonna pull a card yet. We might pull one. We pull one for y'all, and we're gonna come back and pull another one. But it's an Isis Oracle. And I also feel like, you know, like, well, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, this is an Isis Oracle. I got it from, if you in Atlanta, you ever been to Little 5 Points? Little 5 Points is like that type of like, it's like that skater, trippy, rock star, different type of vibe area. And like, maybe I'll do a video one day down there, like do a live to show y'all all the stories. But like, it's a store called like Junkman's Daughter, Ragarama, like a lot of good different type of stores. And they have a crystal shop down there called Crystal Blue. I won't say it's one of my favorites, but I do like it. I do like the vibes in there. It's not one of my favorites here, but Little 5 Points is one of my favorite areas. I used to make a lot of money selling like little hookah cups. What you need to know? I got you. I'm finna pull one. It's gonna be for you. I'm gonna pull you one and I'm gonna pull one for the collector just because you asked. You know, you asked, you shall receive. Look at that, jumped out for you. You got Flower of Life, Divine Creativity and Manifestation. Oh, it's 3 of them. Divine Names of Power, Carter Shoe. And then Temple of Lapis Lazuli, Goddess of Ancient Skies. So, oh, G-Man, you must be about to manifest something. You must be an entrepreneur, or you about to be. Yeah, it's something that you're about, some type of creative project, or something of the sort that you're about to manifest, especially with Lapis Lazuli being here. You've been an entrepreneur in many lifetimes. It's something that you're about to do, entrepreneur aspect. But you've been doing this. You've been doing this. You may not know it, but you've been doing it. And then with the Divine Names of Power, let's look at that one. Oh, let me show y'all the imagery too. Hold on. So this is the Flower of Life, Divine Creativity and Manifestation. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's Carter Shoe, Divine Names of Power. We're going to look that one up. And then Temple of Lapis Lazuli, Goddess of the Ancient Skies. Yeah. You so welcome. Let's look at the second one. What you got on the bottom of the deck? Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self. Ooh, I like that for you. And then it's 13 likes, 13 people. You could be unlocking something. You could be unlocking your gifts at this time. And it's something that may not even come to fruition till, I heard, February 15th. I don't know what's significant about February 15th. But that may be your aha moment where you be like, boom, oh my God. This is what she was talking about. This is, because you could be working on something now or putting pieces together, however, maybe. But I feel like you're going to really get the whole idea on the 15th of February. Let's see what this one is talking about, though. And then we're going to pull one for the collective. It says, you are being initiated into the divine healing tradition of Isis herself. Isis works through the divine name of power. These are sacred words of strength, magic, and power to create healing from a place of compassion and devotion of love. Divine names of power are the mantras, sounds, and names of the divine in all traditions. Isis will bring you her name to begin, offered to you as a sacred gift to be worked with, as a mantra of protection, of feminine grace and divinity and healing. I'm also, so this is like, for some reason I'm getting like you being vindicated or you being, it's like some type of bondage, but like spiritual bondage that you could be going through that you're about to be cleared up out of. It says this oracle reminds you that invoking the power of speech and word for your strength, protection, and spiritual growth will work effectively for you. So it's something that you need to speak up about. Speak your truth. All right, let me pull one for the collective. And then we're going to come back and just do an overall message. Spirit, give me 10 seconds. Just overall collective. Anything other than that, close and shut that door. All right, let's see. What message you have for the overall collective, Spirit? From the Isis Oracle. Knot of Isis. Energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. We're going to look in the book at that as well. That's really deep, though. Look at that. That's deep. And then we have rising sun, the divine solar child reborn. This is interesting because y'all know what's coming up, right? On the 21st. So when we have the why is it leaving my brain? It just completely left my brain. What the hell? What is it called, y'all? Why it's not coming to my mind? Hold on, I'm about to get it up. What's it called though? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Because how the hell did that just leave my brain that fast? So that's something too where y'all could be getting downloads, clear audience. Y'all could be clear audience. But yeah, because why did that leave my brain? I'm about to tell y'all. It's important, obviously. What the fuck? Winter solstice. Why did that leave my brain like that? So y'all know the winter solstice is all about, well, I'm not gonna say it's all about, but I believe I've studied the Egyptian culture and things like that, and it was known to be like the resurrection of Ra, like that sun energy coming back. So this is very interesting with the rising sun coming out here. The divine solar child returns. I feel like, you know, the sun energy is the masculine, right? So we know that could be awakened. You could be awakening in masculine energy, male or feminine, doesn't matter. Everybody has masculine energy, right? Let's look into the book and see what it says. And then with this, y'all know how they talk about the green, us people being green, just like plants, that's how they turn brown, you know, copper and things like that. Really deep. All right, let's look at the knot of Isis. Energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Each initiate, hold on, I really want to find the main portion because there's so much in this book. Hold on. So it says this oracle brings special indication that your soul is braiding or twinning with the divine feminine energies in a particular form. And this is interesting too with that masculine coming out. So this could also be like you, if you're a divine feminine coming together fully with a masculine and being able to mesh without blockages and things like that, or vice versa, or the energy within yourself, right? For some, that will be a specific goddess, and the energetic process will often be strong and deep. So for some of you guys too, you could be working with a specific goddess. And this is like, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. So even if you're not, but you're still embodying this energy or going through this, that could show up for you. All right. But it is deeply personal, spiritually powerful, and beautiful, and a beautiful growth experience for the soul. This process does not make you lose your individuality. What was that noise? If it is happening in a genuine way, you will not believe yourself to be the goddess in question. You will instead experience her as a part of your own being. Ooh, a lot of you guys too. You could have a goddess that is coming around you at this time or visiting you to give you divine insight. As I think somebody's pulling up outside. Like, what is that? I'm not expecting nobody right now. Man, some of my clients is hard hit. Some of my clients are so hard hit. I don't know. Yeah, whoever y'all going through initiation. Look at that under the day. Going through initiation. Let's look at the rising sun, then we're gonna come back and pull. somebody's at my door. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Somebody at my door. Hey, Mike Jones. My homegirl just surprised me. So, yeah, y'all. Riri. So, I'm going to be back. We about to do a reading. I'm going to come back in this one and come right back. Love you guys. See y'all in a minute.